Hey everyone, I'm Kane, and on occasion I play games, and the Nintendo Switch OLED has finally arrived. More importantly than that though, because I am an idiot who made a public promise to buy a Nintendo Switch if the Gen 4 Pokemon remakes were announced, I now own one. So in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through my very early impressions on the Nintendo Switch OLED as a console, but please note that this is my first ever Switch, so I'm not going to be hyper detailed when it comes to the technical aspects as I might usually be. With that out of the way though, I want to encourage you to leave a like or consider subscribing if you enjoy what you see today, and let's get right into it. Let's start with the packaging that comes with the Nintendo Switch OLED when you buy it. I got mine from Game, our local retailer here in the United Kingdom. Creative name, I know. Mine was a bundle deal and it cost me £349. The first thing I noticed when opening my package was how surprisingly compact and light the Switch was. Obviously with the Switch's main gimmick being that you can switch how you play from console to handheld and vice versa, it has to be lightweight to make for a comfortable experience when in its handheld mode. But even with everything in the box, it felt lighter than my Xbox Series S does out of it. The Switch OLED comes with the Switch tablet, the Switch dock, 2 Joy-Cons, a mount for those Joy-Cons to be played as a controller, the wrist straps for those Joy-Cons, a HDMI cable, a USB-C power cable, and an important information booklet tucked away under the tablet. My bundle also came with Mario Kart 8. Setting up the Nintendo Switch OLED is simple enough. In fact, it's so simple that you don't even need the important information booklet or the handy little guide printed on the bottom of the box because it just walks you through everything anyway. Just plug in the USB-C power cable and attach the Joy-Cons to use it in handheld mode, then follow the instructions provided by the Switch as it guides you through the setup of Wi-Fi, a TV display, and making an account. One thing I should mention is the dock of the Switch, as while I love its versatility, I think it is a little awkwardly designed. The dock itself is fine. The connection to your Switch is secure enough not to fall out or lose your connection, but loose enough so you can easily grab and go into handheld mode. The problem I actually have with it comes with its ports. The cable ports on the Switch are concealed behind a removable cover and are placed to the far side of this cutout. You have the power, HDMI and LAN ports all hidden away there. As a person who makes content and owns a PS5, Xbox Series S and now a Switch OLED, I'm often swapping over cables from one console to another so I can plug them into my Elgato. Having them covered, while a great way to protect the ports from damage, it does add an extra step to my process, ironically meaning that the Switch makes it harder for me to switch console. This won't be an issue for 99% of the people watching this video, and admittedly it's a very minor problem to have, but if you are like me and don't have your consoles constantly plugged in, it is a little bit of an inconvenience that it does provide. Aside from that very minor non-problem though, the Switch was incredibly easy to set up and I was playing Mario Kart in no time. Now let's talk about the Joy-Cons, because personally, I can't stand them. The Joy-Cons, while amazing in their versatility for the system and the many titles on it, are just plain uncomfortable for anyone with normal-sized hands. They just don't sit naturally in my grasp and are incredibly annoying to navigate with when not attached to the Switch itself. The Joy-Cons constantly feel like they're about to break. When detached from the Switch, I just feel like I'm holding an oversized pill I could crush with my bare hands. When in the controller dock, they feel a bit more stable but are uncomfortable to use when compared to a normal controller, and when attached to the Switch in handheld mode, they feel like they could snap off if I move the wrong way. My personal recommendation is to simply buy a Pro controller. This is so much better. I've loved using it ever since I plugged it in for the first time. It is absolutely fantastic, it's not even close. But if you do not want to fork out that extra cash, all of the options I mentioned are actually fine, they work perfectly fine. It's just they're not for me personally. Another problem for the Switch is its memory, because it's honestly kind of disgraceful how little storage space there is. Now, the Switch isn't like most consoles, as you don't actually have to install every game you play like you do on a PlayStation 5. Cartridge games are just that, cartridges with the game on them. The only thing that's saved on the Switch itself is the save data. The problem is that the digital market is absolutely massive now, with 80% of game sales being digital in the United Kingdom. Now, Switch games aren't as big as say a Call of Duty or a Red Dead Redemption 2, but they can still easily take up around 15 to 20 gigabytes each, with some games like 2K's NBA franchise taking up 40 per game. The Switch OLED only comes with 60 gigabytes of storage, and you don't even get that full 60. It's honestly ridiculous that you can still get storage spaces so low on consoles in 2021. Think about it like this. For £50 less than the Nintendo Switch OLED, you can get the all-digital Xbox Series S with 500 gigabytes of storage. That's 8 Nintendo Switches combined. Then, on the flip side to this, for for only £50 more, you can buy the all-digital PlayStation 5 with 1TB of storage, 16 switches! Don't get me wrong, the average size of games on those two consoles are way bigger than they are on the Switch, but do you see the point I'm trying to make? Even with everything considered, it still feels like Nintendo are cheapening out a little bit on the storage when it comes to the Switch. Now let's get to the main event and the reason why most of you were probably here. Thank you for watching, by the way. The OLED screen. When I first placed my order for this Switch, I was under the impression that it was just going to sit in its dock forever. I had no intentions of really using it in its handheld mode because I really thought I was just going to stream it or make the occasional video on a Switch game. It was purely for content reasons. And oh boy was I wrong. When I decided I would make this video, I took my Switch away and played it in handheld mode for a little while, and I was blown away by how vibrant the OLED screen actually is. I ended up playing Mario Kart 8 literally the entire night in handheld mode, as it's just so nice to play and get lost in all the swarming colours that the individually lit pixels make so much clearer. While I do still expect most of my time will be spent with it docked playing games, I know for a fact I'm going to be playing a lot of games handheld to pass the time. It's a shame that it's only 720p whilst in handheld mode and still doesn't do 4K, but it still looks outstanding and I cannot wait to play more of it. Overall, the Switch is a console that I know I'm going to enjoy my time with quite some bit, but I can't help but feel like some of those flaws that initially stopped me from buying it back in 2017 are still present. I don't, however, think it was a bad purchasing decision by me at this moment in time, and I know for a fact I'm going to continue having a blast playing games on it for the foreseeable future. Thank you for watching this video on the Nintendo Switch OLED. Hopefully I can get back to posting some more videos soon. I actually really enjoy doing this. I've just had to take an extended break, and if you're familiar with the channel and have been here before, you've probably noticed quite a bit has changed, so expect a video discussing all of that in the not too distant future. And I'll see you all soon.